examine your options, we must first lay a foundation of principles, techniques you must use regardless of how the defense plays you. It is your responsibility as the ball handler to first set your defender up to be screened and then to control the space between yourself and the screen. This can best be illustrated when the screener is facing the sideline. Imagine a line parallel to the free throw line and perpendicular with the shoulders of the screener. This should form a giant letter T. When attacking off the dribble, you can set your defender up best by taking your defender below the line of the screen, that is, below the T. Now it's easier to control the space and hang your defender on the screen. A common mistake for ball handlers is to make the cut at an angle above the line of the screen. This gives your defender a chance to fight over the top and escape contact with the screen. It might even tempt your screener to help close the gap, but movement by your screener will result in an offensive foul most of the time. As you can see in the following clips, this principle works regardless of where on the court or at what angle your teammate sets the screen. Picture the T formed by the line of the shoulders and force your defender below that line. But if you're not attacking the screen off the dribble, then don't come out of an aggressive triple attack position. Don't look at the screen and give away your intentions. Keep your defender's attention on you by faking away from the screen with a little jab or head and shoulder fake. Show that you're a threat to drive. If your defender's busy guarding you, he's easier to screen. And even when the screen arrives, continue to read your defender. Good defenders will anticipate the screen and make early adjustments with their stance or position. If they move off your line of the go, you must be ready to make them pay. Brush your teammate as you go by. Some say go shoulder to shoulder, but I want you to go shoulder to hip to keep you low and explosive. Close the gap between you and the screen and don't let your defender squeeze through over the top. Again, it's your responsibility to control the space between yourself and the screen. Have a scoring mentality. Assume that the screen works and you're going to beat both defenders to the goal. Even if you're intent on passing to your screener, the best way to draw defense and open up passing lanes is to be a scoring threat. If you've applied these principles, then your man gets picked and you're free to score. So, the defense must adjust, and they will adjust. That's the sign of a good screen, to make the defense alter their positions. So now, take your mental game to the next level and read and react to each adjustment the defense can make. If your defender slides under the screen, shoot. By sliding behind the screen, his intention is to stop your drive to the goal. He's not worried about your shot. In fact, many coaches teach their defenders to fight under the screen because most players can't hit the pull-up jumper behind the screen. Here's another reason to become a great shooter. Make them pay for going behind the screen. After you hit a few, defenders will try to fight over top, and you'll have no problem running them into the screen. If the defense doesn't want to switch, then the defender of the screen will pull a show and recover move called hedging. The hedge has two purposes. First, it buys time for your defender to recover by forcing you to dribble in a wider arc than usual. And second, it prevents you from turning the corner and getting to the basket. So that's the read. How do you react? Don't let the hedge slow you down and don't pick up your dribble. Instead, create separation by going at least 2 dribbles past the screen. Opportunities will occur when each defender tries to recover to his original man. Either you'll have space to shoot, or you'll have a chance to hit your rolling teammate. If the screen defender hedges too far from the screen, and your defender is a bit slow getting around the screen, you'll see space between the hedge and the screen. Push the ball through and split the defenders. If both defenders double team you, then you must hit your teammate before the defense tightens the trap. This situation is covered in depth on our passing video. Get up and over with both hands, or pivot and wrap around with a bounce pass. Whichever you do, don't let the double team scare you into picking up your dribble too early. Keep your dribble alive until you can hit your open teammate. If there's a switch, then your options multiply. Let's look at the possibilities. If the defenders are content to simply switch and your teammate gets a good seal, then wrap your bounce pass around your defender for the score. If the switch forces a mismatch for your teammate, then get him the ball in the post area where he can take advantage. If the defender of the screen overplays you with a jump switch, pass in the gap. Be ready to use your dribble attack on a switching defender. Your screener might be prevented from rolling or flaring. Consider a pullback move of some kind to draw the defender to you. It's a good fade because it looks like you're giving up. When he moves towards you, go by him. Just think of all the moves and combinations from the previous chapter. There's no screen that's successful 100% of the time. So be prepared to attack again if the defense plays the ball screen perfectly. Power dribble back, switch hands as you face the other way, and use the rescreen to attack in the opposite direction.
Difficile per Myers, ultimi 6 secondi dell'azione. Myers prova a costruirsi un tiro, va col tiro da 3.
I'm sure you've noticed that the screener has a lot of scoring opportunities. In fact, one of the best ways to get open is to set a screen. To be successful at this, the screener must know how to set the screen, at what angle to set it, where the help defense is located, and know how to read the ball handler and the two defenders. The screener must know whether to slip, roll,
Perse per Bodiroga, intanto Fucca invece continua.
flare,
Dopo l'20° canestro del giocatore ex Forza.
or rescreen. But these are perimeter skills without the ball, and they're covered in our next video on playing without the ball. It's a natural complement and goes hand in hand with the video you're watching. Now, why should you consider playing without the ball? Because only one player out of 5 can have the ball at any given time. If everyone shares the ball equally, then you're going to spend 80% of your time without the ball. What are you going to do with all that time? Are you going to stand and watch like a spectator? Or are you going to move with intelligence and increase your chance to score? Find out and complete your perimeter skills with our next video on playing without the ball. Check for it at betterbasketball.com. Now that you're ready to take on the world one-on-one, let's take a look at the big picture. You'll make these moves with every intention to score, but you don't have to score to make a play. Your move to score will draw defensive help and allow you to pass to an open teammate who actually does the scoring. That's the difference between being called a great scorer and a great player. Great players score, but do all great scorers make great plays? So, set your mind on attacking, because a legitimate, honest move to score is the best way to draw defensive help and get your teammates open. Either you score or you set up your teammates to score. Now you're on the road to becoming a complete player and helping your team to play better basketball. Good luck.